Okay, I'm coming right back at you guys with another late night special. This time it is the morning of March 18th, Friday. I I have to talk about. I got invited to my cousin's wedding. Actually, I think I was only invited to the reception before, but I got an invitation to be invited to the wedding. I got my car insurance and registration today too. I got a lot of mail. I was drunk off of one beer from going out for St. Patrick's Day. But I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I've got a wedding to go to, and this is fucking funny. I was joking about going with like possibly if I hung out with that girl I have a crush on in class, like after towards the end of the semester, because it's like a month after school ends, and she lives here. Maybe if she's here in the summer, I'll be like, oh hey, maybe my plus one to the wedding. I don't even know if I can have a plus one. I was joking about taking one of my friends to the wedding. We like dance around naked with our dicks out. Like one of my Discord friends fly him out. It's just I've been joking a lot about that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never been to an actual. Well, I went to my other cousin's wedding, but it wasn't a wedding. It was it was a bunner wedding. That's what we call some of the super religious people from where I'm from, and they're just fucking cunts. They're all inbred, like smoking. I don't even know how religious they are. I don't know how they do the shit they do, like rape women and still consider themselves good people just because of the Bible. Oh, fuck. I was just picking my nose a little bit, like scratching my nose. I just pulled one of my nose hairs out, which was really poor timing because of, that was a serious topic, but that's okay. I just hurt like a motherfucker. So, yeah, I got to get into this though because I wrote this all down like 5 minutes ago before I took a piss. And like I said, it's like 3 in the morning. I've uploaded the other 2 episodes. I think the most recent one, the last one I did just went live like 3 hours ago, so I'm gonna get this out of the way because I have nothing else to record or edit or whatever render right now. So there's a little more gym drama. That chick, she's like telling me that same single mom's telling me how she's getting like raw dogged by like different guys in the gym, and this guy's got like a dick the size of her forearm and stuff, and it hurts her to walk like a week later. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I really don't want to hear about any of that, but it's like, it's funny. And I can stomach it. I hear worse shit from my friends on Discord every single day. So it's just like, whatever. I like a little bit of drama in my life. Not too much. And this time it sort of involves me because one of the guys she's fucking is like 32 years old. And apparently he allegedly wants to like fight me and this other guy. He's like talking about it. I don't know if he actually like wants to and is actually gonna like act on it. I'm surprised the heat's going off. I had my fucking heater off. It's cold as shit in my room. I had to turn my like little foot heater on. I didn't think it was gonna come on. Anyways, this guy allegedly has been kicked out of like 3 gyms for fighting people, and he's got like a problem with me. But like it's so bullshit because I'm one of the nicest people ever in the gym. That's what she's saying. She's like, you haven't even talked to this kid. I see this guy all the time. I saw 2 dudes I know actually from the thing at bars for St. Patty's Day. 2 guys that I know from the gym. One was like a kid my age, and I saw him in the bar, and then the other dude I think he's a little older, but he was at the brewery, and he was super chill. So it was good seeing both of them. And it turns out one of the chicks I see at the gym is my friend's roommate that I didn't know, and I've been friendly with her before and stuff, and I never knew it was her, but it makes so much fucking sense now. So now I actually get to introduce myself to her. But anyways, I'm getting way off track. So I'm not saying this stuff like this guy wants to fight me and wants to fight this other guy who's super nice just to like sound cool or anything. Like I really don't think anything's going to happen. I just thought it was like some bullshit drama because him being like possessive and insecure, like he's not with this chick, right? Him being like possessive over her and like insecure, he's like bitching at her for a long time apparently. It's just like I can draw a lot of parallels between my roommate's girlfriend being like super possessive, and she's a lot younger, granted, and you don't typically see it as much in men, as far as I'm aware, but I know you do see it in a lot of men. Maybe not like 32-year-olds that should probably have their life together somewhat and be a little less concerned with that high school drama, but you can see it in a lot of guys, like high school, college age. You can see that sort of like possessive shit, and it's just, I don't know. I can't speak for the other guy that he's mad at, but I'm like super low key at the gym. I'm very nice to a lot of people. I'm a very nice person, like actually, it's easy for me. And I've been like I said, I've been talking to a bunch of people today, just introducing myself, like just being nice. I guess I look intimidating because my wife beater that I wear, like my wife beaters and my mustache. That's what I said. I've been told I look like I'm in the Italian mob. This other guy said I belong in some sort of like fucking porn video today. I was cracking up. I don't remember. I don't know if he said like Samoan or fucking Sicilian. I didn't really hear him. I was just laughing though because I could tell it was funny and I was being nice. And I haven't ever like actually introduced myself to the kid. So yeah. Anyways, speaking of the mustache, I was at St. Patty's Day rocking the mustache. My roommate is like, oh, asking our friend, like, oh, should he shave it? And, she doesn't really care either way. And we met this girl that used to live above us that I haven't seen in, like, almost a year, probably about 10 months since I helped her move out. And it was crazy. And she's, we caught up, and she's nice. I mean, she's crazy, but at least she's self-aware. The other girls upstairs are fucking crazy, and they act like entitled cunts, but they're not really self-aware. They act like they can do no wrong. They're blaming us. Basically, real quick, they put recycling in our recycling bin. They lost their recycling bins. We donated them one, they lost it. They put glass in our recycling bin, so our recycling didn't get taken, and then somehow blamed us for it. Like, it was our fault. Even though, like, I don't know how they're entitled to put shit in ours. Anyways, this girl, complete opposite, sort of. I talked about the spectrum, right? There's like 4 squares of politics. You can be on the left side, but you can be at the top square or bottom square. That's like this. They're both on the crazy side, but this one chick's at the top, and our current upstairs neighbors are at the bottom. Like the shit side versus the or good side versus shit side. One girl's on the good side of crazy. So, anyways, like self-aware side, and I got a little off track, but I was being criticized on my mustache. I'm rocking my mustache. I think I look a little cute. And she only likes black men. She only dates black men historically, and that's her own like self-proclamation that she only dates black men. She's only attracted to black men, which I think is a little bit of like race fetishizing. I think that's a popular take on that whole thing. But anyways, why would I take advice from someone who doesn't find me attractive no matter what? She has made it very clear she doesn't find me attractive no matter what. When we first moved down, I tried to like hang out with her, and she made it very clear like she just wasn't interested, and it was cool, and we became like friends. Anyways, yeah. So for St. Patty's Day too, I invited my one from the gym. He's like early 30s, I want to say, and he said he doesn't have any friends, and I know he's got like a kid, and he's just like grinding through school and work, just trying to make a better life for himself. And I feel bad because like I'm like that now where I don't really have that many friends, but I have more friends than he does, and I don't want to be like 10 years older with no friends. And I just felt really bad, like deep in my stomach. I just feel bad for like I feel like I can put myself in that position, and it just sucks so much, and it makes me really sad is what it does. It just makes everything about a lot of the stuff just makes me really sad. And yeah, I just invited him anyways. He didn't come because he was studying for an exam in the morning, and I just invited him because I knew it was nice, and it did more for me maybe than it did for him, because like I said, it just makes me sad. Like it's so hard sometimes, like just everything can be really hard, and I know he's been through it. Like we've talked a decent amount. I know he's like had hard stuff, so it just sucks. Yeah. This one girl from the gym though, that's our friend. Like we sort of had a thing, not like a thing, but like we hung out a year and a half ago probably, and it ended kind of weird. And we've always been like still decent friends afterwards, but every single time, like I couldn't really tell when I was with her or like when she was like, she kind of flirted with me before. That's how we started hanging out. I couldn't tell if she was like flirting with me after though, and maybe she just has a flirty personality, right? Like I don't want to read too into it because I don't think I'm like, it's not like I'm the kind of person that everyone comes up and flirts with and everybody's into. But it's just like if I were in her shoes, the stuff that I would be doing to other girls, I would definitely have some feelings for them still. Like it's just like physical contact and the way she looks at me and stuff, and it's just I don't know, because she's got like a boyfriend that she's very vocal to be like super happy with, which is good for her, like, and I don't know, I did like her, and everything sucked because like she wasn't really looking to date, and I don't really do hookups and stuff, and it was just kind of a messy like sort of friend situation, and so we just kind of like stopped doing anything too serious. But then she ended up staying here when she was supposed to be leaving 6 months after we were hanging out. She was supposed to be leaving like a year ago, and so it's just a little weird. and it just, that's just how it happens. It doesn't work out, and that could just be her personality, like I said. And yeah, I could just be an idiot. Like I said, I don't want to read too much into it. It's just something that was on my mind. Like, I think about it every time we hang out. Like, she's very, like, physical contacty and just very flirtatious, even though she's got a boyfriend. But she's also very vocal about, like, being happy with her boyfriend. So I just think it's interesting. It's not something you see every day, not the type of personality you see every day. Yeah. Anyways, wild shit happened as well. I gotta read through this a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna skip I'm gonna move the wild shit part to the back. No, I'm not, because the shit I was just gonna talk about involves wild shit. So I'll get into the sad shit. That girl from class that I have a crush on, right? I was joking, like I said, about inviting her to the wedding as my plus one, but it's fucking funny that I joke about that because she finally matched with me on Tinder, right? Okay, I matched with her. I swiped on her like. I would say at least a month ago. February 18th? Because March 18th? Yeah, very easily February 18th. A month ago. Not that exact date, but around then. Like, a month ago isn't too unreasonable. And she doesn't know that, of course. But she matched with me and invited me while I was out. I didn't see it until about an hour ago. She invited me to a party. It's her friend's 21st. And she invited me over to her house for a party, which is great because that's great for so many reasons. She matched with me on Tinder, invited me to a party. She said she was going to do it in class, but forgot, which, me and whoever's listening, we all know that's complete bullshit. She just got too nervous, right? That's what I would say anyways. I'd use that as an excuse. Maybe she didn't. She seems pretty forward. And who knows? It could just be nothing there. But I think it's funny that she matched with me on Tinder instead of just texting me on Snapchat. Because I don't know when she matched with me on Tinder. It must have been sometime after midnight when my phone was on Do Not Disturb. I don't get notifications from Tinder anyways, because I don't use it a whole lot. But that's why I'm like, oh, okay, because she could have just messaged me on Snapchat, just be like, hey, I'm having a party, like, and if you already have somebody Snapchat, like, why would you message them on Tinder? Like, so I think it was her trying to communicate something by matching with me. That's my hypothesis. I think that's the most logical answer. And nothing has to happen, like I said. But it was wild shit. Like, I hopped right back on my computer after I got out of Discord because I called them on my phone before I was able to turn my computer on because I was freaking the fuck out. I was a little buzzed, but I was just really fucking happy. That made me feel really happy. Like, just, I don't know, like a girl initiating it and being invited out to a party. There's just so much good about that. There's so much good that happened today, like getting to hang out with my friends, and I'm actually going to start crying. Hold on. It's just been a really good day. I actually didn't write any of this down, but I felt really good about myself in the gym. I got great compliments, from that chick and the other dude my age there. And it's just, I was taking like progress videos in the mirror too, and I felt really good, and I recorded myself doing some front raises. I think I'm gonna have Instagram content. I was actually talking to one of my friends, one of my real longtime friends that lives about halfway across the country from me, about being like a fitness influencer. He graduated 2 years ago, 2 years before I did. I guess, yeah. Or a year ago he graduated. He's 2 years ahead of me. Fuck, I'm still a little buzzed, and it's really late. Really early in the morning. But anyways, I was just telling him I want to do like montages of myself each week. I don't want to like spam my Instagram. I just want to do like one post a week, but it'll just be like a 30-40 second edit of me like doing different exercises, posing, and boxing, and that type of shit. Maybe some food in there. I don't know. But I got some good clips for it. I got some really good clips of me working out. Like, I fucking love the way I look in them, and I love the way I look in these photos. Like, when I was flexing in the mirror, it looks better than my iPhone camera, but it still looks good on my camera. It's just, it makes me really happy. So, anyways, it was just a really good day overall, and I immediately, skipping, I think I'm skipping a little bit, but immediately I hopped back into Discord and called my friends, and then got on my PC and hopped on Discord, and I started getting like really anxious. They're all fucking with it, like, oh, what if you're not the only one she invited, and like, blah blah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna, I don't think I'd hook up with her like on the first night. I'm not saying that's ever a possibility necessarily, but like, a lot of people hook up. A hookup culture is a thing, and I don't do that, and maybe it's like involuntary, but I feel icky, you know? I mean, maybe if there's like a really strong connection, but even if there wasn't if there's a strong enough connection, that means we're like-minded people, right? And if we're like-minded people, then we probably both don't necessarily want that right away. That's how I see it, you know? But yeah, I felt my old anxiety come back, like my old symptoms, relatively mild, you know, and in a good way. Like I caught myself overthinking. I'm like over analyzing. Like I invited her to work on a project today in class. I realized today, and she like sort of invited the rest of our group, and I was like, oh, she doesn't want to work one on one. And then I was like, oh well, even though she invited me to this party, it might not still mean that she's into me. But and you know, I'm over analyzing the Tinder shit. I'm doing all that, but I'm recognizing that. You know, I'm just gonna go with the flow, keep it real easy. I'm just not gonna overthink it because nothing has to happen. It's not a bad thing if nothing happens. That's something I've realized, and my friends were like, oh, what if you're not the only guy she invited? Like, what if she brought multiple people? Like, I'll just leave. Like, if I don't want to be there, I'll just fucking, like, I'll make it. I don't give a fuck what happens. Like, I can still show up to class and be perfectly normal and function. It's like that stoicism mentality I've talked about. Like, I just don't give a fuck. Like, some crazy, horrible shit could happen, and I'll just keep moving. Like, there's nothing else for me to do. Speaking of crazy shit, some guy got, like, literally thrown out of the bar. I just remember that. But yeah, like, it doesn't matter what happens. Like, there's nothing that could happen that could, like, be bad or, like, make me unhappy with myself as a person. Like, nothing could change that right now, right? That's, like, kind of confident stoicism like I've been talking about. I've been working on that. I'm not going to let, like, one party with a girl that I have a crush on, like, do anything bad. Like, I don't know what the worst that could happen is, but it still probably wouldn't be a bad thing. Like, we couldn't necessarily become enemies. Like, maybe she's just uninterested, and I just feel bad. Like, the worst that could happen is I just feel bad. And, like, but I still know that I'm, like, a cool person. So I try not to take it personally after, you know, too long. But I did worry a little bit about, like, you know, being bad with family. That's what I was going to talk about earlier. It's like, that's all we did at the brewery. You know, the second bar we went to is a little quieter. It's just me and my roommate and our friend, the one girl that I, like, talked about earlier that I had a thing with, not a thing with. But this is the easiest way to identify her in this conversation while still being, like, moderately anonymous. And we just got drunk, and, you know, we ended up talking about, I mean, whenever we get drunk, we talk about, like, alcoholism, because it's like, I used to be sort of an alcoholic with my other roommate a couple summers ago, like summer 2019, summer 2020. We were, like, basically alcoholics. Split a fifth of vodka, you know, every, like, couple nights out of the week, 2-3 nights out of the week, maybe 4. I guess we might not have done it that frequently. Maybe it was more like 2 nights out of the week, but it was still just a lot. And it's in all of our families is alcoholism. You know, our friends, like everyone's, they get beaten, like, physically abused, verbally abused, drunk, alcoholic family members, dads. Like, it's just, it comes up, and I just kind of started spiraling, you know. Like, I feel like when I only had one beer and I was moderately drunk, but I just talk about, like, fucked up shit usually. Like, I don't have a lot of, talking about good stuff isn't interesting. Like, the only good stuff in my life is because of me. It's because I worked fucking hard for it, right? The gym and, like, being good at video games but if I talk about, like, being smart in class, like, doing well in class, it comes off as, like, being braggadocious, right? I don't want to brag. I don't talk about anything about myself. So the only bad stuff I have to talk, the only stuff that's not related to me, like, related to my family, anything like that, is bad stuff. I don't have anything good to say about that. But when I don't want to talk about myself, I have to talk about, you know, like, my family or my life. And other than everything I've fucking done, a lot of it's been kind of dog shit. So I don't want to talk about it. Like, you know, that was just kind of, I know I got passionate there, but that was just kind of an epiphany I had. That was a realization as to, like, why it's so frustrating to try and talk about anything. Because I don't like to brag, and I don't like to talk about sad shit, so I'm left with nothing to talk about. But I default to sad shit because it's better than me bragging and coming off like an asshole. I'd rather be genuine. So, you know, if I drink, you know, I might have a drink this weekend. Like, it's her 21st, her friend's 21st, her roommate's 21st, whatever. Like, I'm sure I'll end up drinking at least something. I don't really know if this girl drinks that much. Hopefully not that much. I don't want to get that drunk. I mean, I'll probably walk. Ah, shit. It's at least a few blocks. It's at least a 20-minute walk. But I don't really care. I could have somebody drop me off or something. Unless she wants me to, you know, see, that's why I, like, don't spiral. Unless she wants me to stay there. Nope. doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. And I could sleep on. I could make do. I can find a way to get home. But yeah, I don't want to like, I can't relate to these other people. Like they have like, I know everyone's got their own closet of shit and stuff, like their own sad shit. But I feel like sometimes I'm just alienated because of my family experiences in my childhood. Like people have their own closet, but like, I don't know. Mine's been like a lot of just depressing shit. Like I said, pretty much everything other than what I've done for myself is sad. I guess I could talk about like going to this wedding, but like if I talk about going to this wedding, then I just end up talking about my dad's side of the family. And it's just so like fucked up. There's nothing good there. Even the good is like overshadowed by the bad. It's like disingenuous to talk about like anything good I might feel about any of my family, and I don't want to get drunk and just trauma dump these people. I'm not worried about that. I'm sure I'll talk about like liking to go to the gym. And then you know what I do? What I do is, even though I had a really fucked up childhood, I have some funny ass stories from like me and my friends, me and my 2 current roommates, basically, and any of my other friends. And I can just, I don't know, I can talk about a lot of nerdy shit. Like, I can I can talk about stuff that pleases people, like Harry Potter. People like Harry Potter and Star Wars. I love that shit, I can always talk about, like, reading. Like, I've done a little bit of everything. If people talk about, like, music, I don't know. I can talk about, like, a bunch of different stuff. And yeah, I just, that was just something that I was thinking about. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too worried about, like, getting drunk and just being a fucking retard. Because I'm not going to. I don't do that. But I'm not worried about how other people will feel, right? Like, I know that I'll be fine in front of them. I'm worried about how I'll feel. Like, right? Like, because when I got drunk with my 2 friends today at the brewery, it just kind of made me feel depressed about our lives. Like, it just, that shit sucks. It's hard. Like, you feel like the only option we kind of agreed is like to start your own family. And I was just thinking, like, god damn, I've got one uncle that I was texting today in our group chat for fitness, and he's just like, he's so inspirational, but like, I just don't know him. Like, I wish that he was he seems like such a cool guy, and I just wish that like I'd seen him more than like 8 times. Like it's so hard not having these people in your life. Like, they're so close, but like they're just out of reach. They're just out of reach, man. Like, I can't. It's too late. They're too far away. They're too busy. They're too old. Like, there's so many reasons I can't, and there's very few reasons why I ever could, because I'm too old now. Like, I needed the relationships that I wish I had with them. I needed those relationships when I was like 6, not 15 years later. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta pause quick. Okay, yeah. I was talking about the only way to like fix your family shit is to start your own family. Yeah. And it's and I was talking about, just talking about all that trauma and stuff just makes me sad too. But the way I look at it is if like I go out and I just like I feel fake, and it just makes me sad that I don't like get to talk about what I want to talk. Like, I kind of want to talk about myself. I kind of want to just talk about I want to relate to these people. And when I talk about like Harry Potter and Star Wars, that relates to everybody. There's like a lot of people that like that stuff. I want to relate to people about things that aren't that common, but I can't, because all the stuff that I can relate to people about is like traumatic shit. And maybe the gym. Everyone has some sort of experience with the gym, like working out, or like, unless they're like super fucking morbidly obese. And maybe it's like they want to go to the gym. I don't know. But it's just, like I said, it's just hard to relate, and then it makes me feel like alienated. I'm worried about how I'll feel. No matter what I end up talking about, I'm just worried about like what I'll feel. And I know it doesn't matter. I'll probably go and have a great time. I did the other time. I just talked with a bunch of people, like I said, about other people we knew. So not a whole lot about myself, but I still felt decent. And yeah, I am worried too, because I don't really know this girl that well. I mean, like I said, I have class with her, but I don't know her. It's a little fucking scary, to go hang out with like a new person, and I don't know how many people there'll be, how many people I'll have to talk to. I don't want to just sit there and say nothing. I don't want to be like that guy from Manchester in the Sea who like can't ever form another like relationship, like friendship, like platonic, like anything romantic ever again. You know, I don't want to be like that where I can't connect because, and that seems really dramatic because I didn't burn my house down with 2 kids in it, but like I said, everyone's got their own like closet and everything's relative, and so I just don't want to, I don't want to end up like that. Like I want to be able to connect with these people about something good because I can get into all the sad shit when I'm like actually friends with these people. Like, you know, you bond over trauma. That's what you do. You don't, I mean, you bond over the happy shit too, but you bond over these traumatic experiences. Even if they've happened to you at separate times, you share them, right? Like you share shitty dads. You can both go to Disneyland at some time and talk about how cool that was and bond over that, but it's just not as deep. For whatever reason, it's just not as deep. Like, I've been to Disneyland, this girl's been to Disneyland, we could talk about that. But then me and my 2 friends at the brewery, we all have shitty fathers. Like, we can all talk about that, and it just, for some reason, is way deeper. So yeah, holy fuck. We're coming in at almost 26 minutes. I really had to get that off my chest. I just, like I said, I woke up I got up again at 2 because I was super excited, and I can't sleep. I slept a lot today. Like, I slept in till 10. I went to bed early. I slept like 9 hours. And then I slept another few hours, like 4 to 6 before the gym. I'm just exhausted all the time. Like, I think my body's finally catching up because I was really tired in the gym, like physically exhausted. And I knew it was because I hadn't slept much last weekend. So, yeah. But anyways, I've got my clock, my alarm set for like 11 tomorrow. I'll get like 7.5, 8 hours of sleep. Everything will be good. I'll have a good day at the gym, and then party on Saturday. It doesn't really, you know, it just doesn't really matter what happens. I can see it will go well. It will go well. It'll go great because that's just the kind of person I am. I make that shit go great. I make all the conversations I have with people in the gym, in class, I make everything go great, you know, because I'm like a really cool person, a nice person. But on the inside, it's a little harder to keep all this stuff bottled in sometimes. But I think talking like this really helps me get it out. You know, I feel a lot less pressure, and it's not like it's something that's necessarily always on my mind. Like, it's always going to be a part of my life. You know, that's how it works. That's how trauma works. But it's, you know, it's getting easier and easier. You know, I'm still coping with like my dog and stuff, and just, you know, trying to connect with both my parents, and that's what life is. That's all life is. You can't. That's literally what, you know. It's hard to say, like, whatever you experience in life is what it is. Like, I can wish things were different. I can wish I had a different life as much as possible, but this is my life. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm feeling. This is my life. So I've just got to live it. You know, I just got to go with it. And this stuff is great. Like, I fucking pumped my arm. Like, this was fantastic. Getting asked out to go to a party. Like, I mean, I don't think I'll, like I said, I don't think it matters if I, like, drink, like, if I have a drink or two, like, I'm not going to get too crazy. I don't have to be a fun person. So it's really cool. It's all really cool. You know, as much as shit has always sucked and is always going to suck, there's always great shit going on. I'm still a great person. I still was really happy today. And, you know, like I'm saying, despite being super happy today, there's still some of this trauma on the back burner, and I think there always will be, but it just depends on what you focus on. You know, you can focus on the trauma and still be happy. Like, I still had a great day. I still look fantastic. I still feel fantastic. I only drank 1 beer, so that's not going to set me back, you know. I could have had 10 beers, and it wouldn't fucking matter, like, a couple days from now. And whatever happens Saturday isn't going to matter, and at some point it's not going to matter, you know. There's a great Drake quote, which reminds me that I was talking to that one guy that was having emotional issues with his girlfriend breaking up with him, and that's going really well. But we were looking at, like, quotes, and this wasn't a quote that came up, but it was talking about Drake. You know, he's like, you fuck up, and the news reports on it, right? And it's in the news for 24 hours, then it's in the 48-hour cycle, and after 72 hours, somebody else does something that takes over the news, you know? We're not celebrities, obviously, but at some other point, something else is going to happen in everyone else's life, and it might not be exactly 72 hours from when I, like, fuck up or do something, if it's, like, Saturday, but it'll be at some point, and they'll forget about it. They'll have something else to focus on, you know? And, yeah, I mean, I'm getting gassed up by people at the gym. Like, I know I look good. I'm gonna post this stuff on Instagram. I felt like dog shit yesterday at the gym, and I felt great today, and I got some good content. I'm gonna post my physique because fuck it, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna post it tomorrow so that the girl I like sees it on Instagram before she sees, so she knows I'm fucking jacked, right? Which is a douchebag thing to do, but I don't really care. I'm gonna just start it because this is like a long term thing. This is something I want to do, and I don't really. I mean, I do care what people think, but I have to not care what people think. You know, I gotta convince myself I don't care what people think, and it doesn't matter what people think. I mean, if I have haters, hopefully that means I'm doing something right. Hopefully that means I'm like making progress. And yeah. Anyways, this has gone probably about 20 minutes too long, but there is a lot more shit. I really dragged this out, and I'm continuing to drag it out. But I like this being a conversation. You know, like I said, there's a lot more shit than I thought I had to talk about. But yeah, this wraps up my March 18th life episode. And I'm sure that after this weekend, I'm gonna record something else. I mean, Sunday night I've got like a paper to do and some bullshit, but after that, I'm probably just gonna hop on my PC before Monday, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be another episode. I'm sure 10 episodes from now, the shit that I'm talking about right now won't even matter. Yeah. I think that's... I should have just left it there. That sounds super cool, right? You know, you think back like, oh, do I care about what happened in the first episode I talked about back in February? And, you know, I could have just left that for people to, like, ponder and be like, yeah, you know, if you base it on, like, the episodes, like, that you record on, of your life, you know, it's not going to matter 10 episodes from now when I do the 10th one in, like, April or early May. Or... if I somehow fuck it up and it's like a long ass time from now, like episode 10's like a year from now, or 10 years, or I never do it again. That's all dumb shit. I'm rambling. It's not gonna matter 10 episodes from now for me, or for, I mean, anybody.